So today I am going to be torturing Techlivion by explaining the entirety of Kirby lore in one video. He's also sick, so this is going to be real fun.
I'm in the basement. Help! Let me out!
Never. So I've got a whole lore chart that I'm gonna be using.
I swear. What? If I see a Google slide, I swear.
No, it's just an entire Photoshop document. So, first of all, what do you know about Kirby lore?
I know that the creator of Kirby named Kirby after his lawyer.
I think that was true. Yeah. Anything else?
His mouth is an entire dimension.
Okay, that's a good starting point.
God.
Yeah. Alright, so...
He can kill God. That's kind of...
Yeah.
I know, like, the basics that this little 3 inches tall and can wipe out civilization.
Yeah, pretty much. So the first game I want to talk about is the first game in the series, Kirby's Dream Land. So, he's white for some reason, because I guess the American box artist didn't know what color he was supposed to be because the Game Boy was, like, black and white. But yeah, the Kirby's Dream Land doesn't actually have that much lore in it for the series, but it does introduce a lot of characters. So, King DDD. So, he's a penguin, he has a hammer, he's the king of Dreamland, and he's kind of greedy. He's, like, a tyrant, basically. He steals
all I
all
know
the
is that he's
food.
annoying to fight against in Super Smash Bros.
Yeah. But at his heart, he's a pretty good person, and he helps Kirby sometimes, but most of the time he's being possessed by something else. And yeah, honestly, there's not much else to Kirby's Dream Land. There's a couple of bosses like Wispy Woods or Crackle that are introduced, but they're not very important yet. So I'm just gonna move straight to the next game, Kirby's Adventure. So Kirby's Adventure is a little bit deeper. This is actually the game that introduces copy abilities, because in the first game, he can just suck stuff out and spit it out, but now he can, like, steal the abilities of people by eating them alive, so that's fine.
So he's always got the ability to suck.
Yeah. So, this game, first of all, it introduces my personal favorite character, Meta Knight.
Man, I play him in Super Smash Bros. Again, all I know about these characters is from Super Smash Bros. And Death Battle.
Yeah, the original creator of Kirby is actually the creator of the Super Smash Bros. Series. Meta Knight. So, he's introduced in Kirby's Adventure, and what's interesting about him is that while the other bosses in this game...
Kirby?
What?
Isn't he another Kirby? Isn't he a Kirby?
I'll get to it in a second. So, while the other bosses in this game are mostly just trying to fight him off, Meta Knight actually helps you sometimes. So, in Kirby's Adventure, King DDD steals a Dream Rod from the Dream Fountain, and then that's like, Kirby is angry. So, then, after that, Kirby tries to find all the pieces to the Dream Fountain, but it turns out King DDD was actually trying to help because this guy... Oh, that's blurry. This guy was actually hiding in the Dream Fountain. So this is Nightmare. He exists. Honestly, he's not that important to the lore. Meta Knight actually does help you sometimes, and he's more so trying to test Kirby's skill to make sure he's capable of taking down Nightmare. But when you fight him, his mask comes off, and it turns out he looks a lot like Kirby. So they're probably a similar species or the same.
So with that weird connection, is Kirby's race similar to Viltrumites or something? Like they just trade.
Oh no, it is very different. I'll get to that later. So next game, Kirby's Dream Land 2. Most of the game isn't super important, except for the final boss, because the final boss is where things start to get really lore important. So the final boss of Kirby's Dream Land 2 is Dark Matter.
That's right, Dark Matter?
Yep.
Dark Matter.
So...
Not like something cutesy or adorable, just, you know, Dark Matter.
It's this little guy here. So, this is Dark Matter. It's a very important thing to the Kirby lore because there's just like so much, like multiple different games have Dark Matter fighting and stuff. But yeah, it's a eyeball monster. But other than Dark Matter, there's not too much. Dark Matter does possess King DDD. So, yeah. But that's about it. The next game...
Alright, when does stuff jump the shark?
It takes a little bit, but then it just, like, shoots up out of nowhere. Oh, speaking of which, so this is Kirby Superstar, and this is where things start to get really interesting. So, Kirby Superstar has a couple different games in one, and some of them are pretty simple, like King DDD stealing food again, or a bird, like literally just a bird. There's one where Meta Knight tries to stop everyone in Dreamland from being lazy, and Kirby destroys his ship, like, easily. But there's a remake of Kirby Superstar that's even more interesting. So, this little fella, known as Marks. So, Marks originally says, "Oh no, the sun and moon are fighting. You gotta stop it, Kirby. You gotta collect these star things to summon a galactic nova. And then that way you can make a magical wish to make them happy again."
That thing looks like something I'd see in my nightmares.
Yeah, so... turns out he actually just wanted to steal the Nova's power. This is what the Nova looks like, by the way. So he steals power from the Nova and uses its wish to try and rule over Kirby's planet, which is known as Planet Popstar. Kirby completely destroys him easily. So,
what is that?
anyway, yeah. So
how is the sun and the moon able to circle each other without, you know, anything breaking?
Because the sun and the moon are alive in the Kirby universe, I guess. Anyway.
I'm sorry, they're what?
Oh yeah, that's just, that's normal in the Kirby universe. So, keep the Nova in mind, because it is actually very important. So, the Galactic Nova was actually created by a race of ancient people, I guess, and these people are very important to the Kirby lore. Also, in the remake of Kirby Superstar, there's a extra mode where Meta Knight does the stuff for that game mode instead, and when he encounters Nova, he instead wants to fight the bravest, strongest warrior in the galaxy. So...
it summons Kirby.
Nah, even though Kirby probably is stronger than this other dude, but, you know. This is Galactonite. See, Galactonite was sealed a long time ago because everyone was afraid of his power. And he's never actually appeared in a canon game mode, but there's a whole bunch of what-if game modes that are like, what if this character did this? And in most of those, Galactonite gets summoned. And he's actually a super difficult boss. But yeah, he was sealed away for his power, so keep him in mind.
He looks cool.
He is cool. Alright, the next game is Kirby's Dream Land 3. And this is actually an interesting game, because it starts out as one of the cutest games, and ends as one of the most horrific. So
it just sounds like Kirby's entire, you know, just sounds like the Kirby franchise.
Yeah. So, in this one, it's another story about the dark matter. The dark matter, like, puts a shadow over Dreamland and stuff. But there's one friend you get in this game, and his name is Gooey. Now, Gooey's an adorable little guy, but, surprise, surprise, he's actually a dark matter. Yeah, that's right. This guy is one of these.
That's a downgrade in terms of design.
There is actually, he is able to fly, and when he flies, he has those orange ball things around him, but otherwise he looks just like this. But yeah, Gooey is a dark matter, and when he saw Kirby, he was like, yeah, I don't want to be evil. I want to lick people to death now. So anyway, this game also introduces something a bit more important. Zero. And Zero is actually the creator of all dark matter.
So dark matter isn't a person, it's a...
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different dark matter. There's like a bunch of it. And Zero is the creator of all of it. Including Gooey. Also...
they shared.
Dark matter kinda has this interesting thing. Let me just show you this video for a second. So, first of all, it shoots out blood during its fight, but what's even worse?
How is this a kids game?
Yeah, I think for this game they decided that they wanted to test out how far they could go with the age rating. And I want to remind you, up until this point, this is one of the cutest Kirby games.
That was all Nintendo games back in the night.
So yeah, Zero does survive. The white shell part is gone, but the red eyeball survives. And it does come back later. And by later, I mean in literally the next game. So, in Kirby 64, there's these little shard things. Dark matter is back. And Zero comes back too. And by Zero comes back too, I mean Zero literally comes back part 2.
Sorry,
so this is Zero 2.
Kirby War.
It's literally just called Zero 2.
So wait, wouldn't it just be called 2 then? Because 0 plus 2 equals 2.
No, it's just 02 as in, like, I don't know, oxygen or something? I don't know. Yeah, this is 02. It's got some angelic imagery, but this time it does die, probably. It hasn't come back in the series since. But yeah.
Called it. Now, the moment you said 64, I was like, was this Kirby's introduction? I was gonna ask, was this Kirby's introduction to 3D? And I was like, oh, yep.
Yep, this was... Yeah.
Like
There's
Mario
also
64,
another character, Adeline, that's... I mean, technically it shows up... They show up in Dreamland 3, but they have a different name and they look different, and it might be them, I don't know. But yeah, this is Adeline. They're not super important right now. Actually, they're not super important, but the fact that they're a painter that paints magical things is important. So keep that in mind. So...
Okay, so their concept's important, they are not.
Yeah. So next up is Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. And this is another important game because it introduces something called the Mirror World. So there are like Mirror World versions of pretty much every character.
So would Kirby's other mirror be like the ugliest thing possible? Because Kirby's the most adorable thing possible?
No, it's just Shadow Kirby.
That's boring.
And Shadow Kirby is... So basically everything in the mirror dimension is slightly eviler. But Shadow Kirby is so pure that Shadow Kirby is just kind of shy. So yeah, this is the mirror portal that takes people to the mirror world. And And for most of the game, the main villain is Dark Meta Knight, aka Edgy Knight. So this is Edgy Knight. He exists. And then there's also...
How does Dark Meta Knight just look like a better Meta Knight?
He's just edgy Meta Knight. There's Dark Mind, which is the Mirror World version of Zero.
My favorite Sonic character, Shadow. Gee, I wonder why I like his design.
So yeah, that's... Dark Mind is the Mirror World version of Zero. And there's basically Mirror World versions of everything. And...
So wait. So, it doesn't... By mirror, does it just mean opposite? Because Zero... It looks like regular Zero has angelic imagery, and that does not look angelic at all. That looks like a demon.
No, it's like literally, like, you go into a mirror, this mirror, and it's another world that's just like everything slightly eviler. Oh, there's a Squeak Squad. Kirby, an evil gang of mice steal Kirby's strawberry shortcake, and Kirby tries to fight them, and then he accidentally summons a demon. This is a pretty boring game, actually. There's not much lore to it. The only thing that's slightly interesting is Dark Nebula, which is an offspring of dark matter. But that's about it. It's pretty boring. There's nothing much to it. This is probably one of the least lore-heavy Kirby games, honestly. Oh boy, here's Kirby's Return to Dreamland.
I wanted to refuse that any of them had lore, but yeah, here we are.
So, first of all, we're introduced to a new character right at the start of the game. Magolor.
I thought that was a Mario character.
No. So yeah, Magolor is, he exists, I guess. He crash lands his ship, the Lore Starcutter. Yeah, he crashes the Lore Starcutter onto Kirby's planet, and then he's like, oh, you gotta help me, there's this evil dragon that crashed my ship. So, Kirby, Meta Knight...
Based on the start of how every new character is introduced, he's a villain, isn't he?
Yep, he's a villain. So, Kirby, Meta Knight, King DDD, and... Oh, there's also Waddle Dee called Bandana Waddle Dee that exists. He helps too. He's not important to the lore at all, though. They help Magolor repair his ship, then they defeat the dragon, and then Magolor steals something from the dragon called the Master Crown. So, he steals the Master Crown, and, you know, he tries to rule the universe and stuff. Kirby defeats him, but the Master Crown is actually related to dark matter. And it's actually a type of dark matter that's being trapped in the crown, and it is very powerful. But recently, there was a remake of Return to Dreamland. In it, we get to play as Magolor after he gets defeated by Kirby, and after that he's like, oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. So, he's a good guy now. But, he has to escape this place called Another Dimension. Now, Another Dimension is very important to the Kirby lore. Basically, it's just this weird, mysterious dimension. And there's actually an alternate version of most characters in this as well. And there's also an alternate version of the Amazing Mirror, this thing. So that means that there's the normal world version of every character, there's the mirror world version of every character, there's the Another Dimension version of every character, and the Another Dimension mirror version of every character.
Huh.
Yeah. Anyway, Magolor has to escape that place, and turns out the Master Crown wasn't fully defeated. it finds this magical apple thing and turns itself into this. A giant tree thing.
These bosses don't make any sense. I'm gonna just say that right now.
Yeah. So, anyway.
I hear someone screaming outside. What do you want?
So, it turns out Magolor actually stole, or, well, I guess kind of found the Lore Star Cutter and, like, managed it himself. But it was actually created by the same ancients that created the Galactic Nova. So, these are both created by the same people. So next is Kirby Triple Deluxe. And this game is pretty self-contained, but not really. Tyranza. And he kidnaps King DDD and then just flies up a giant beanstalk. And at the end of the game, we find out that he was actually just simping for a giant bee.
I'm sorry, did you say simping?
This is Queen Sectonia. And
answer my question. Did you just say simping?
So this is Queen Sectonia.
I would like to answer the question.
So as it turns out, this giant wasp-looking thing was actually originally she originally looked pretty similar to Tyranza, but she found the amazing mirror and looked into it, and she was like, oh, I'm not beautiful enough, so I need beauty and power. And the next thing you know, she turns into an evil bee. And Tyranza, who was still in love with her, eventually just had to cut out that bad relationship and ended up helping Kirby in the end. But yeah, she used the amazing mirror to look like that.
Because hear me out.
What? Wait, what?
It looks like one of CJ's spies' possible hear me outs.
But yeah, turns out Tyranza actually got the amazing mirror as a gift for her, and then that kind of backfired. So yeah, Tyranza's kind of brokenhearted and depressed now. That's about it.
I would be too. I look like an off-brand Hoopa.
So next game, Kirby Planet Robobot. First of all, this is like one of the best Kirby games. This is like regarded as one of the best. And it's also got some pretty interesting lore. So, Kirby's just minding his business, you know. And then, out of nowhere...
This looks like one of MatPat's theory boards.
This thing lands on his planet.
Okay, so when did they have a crossover with The Incredibles?
Actually, if you look at the size of it, this thing is like the size of Kirby's planet. This is like a Death Star. So yeah, this thing lands on his planet and starts turning everything into robots and stuff. So Kirby goes about, and at first it seems pretty, there's not much story at first. Until about a couple worlds in, you meet the secretary of the company. And at first she just seems like a secretary to an evil boss character. And eventually at the end of the game, you meet that evil boss character. This is the final boss.
Answer me,
Jeff Bezos. Hang on, give me a sec. This is the final boss, President Haltman. Also, his full name is Max Profit Haltman. And he's the president of Haltman Works Company. He's the one who is using the Axis Arc to mechanize planets. He's like... He also made a supercomputer called Star Dream.
What are these names?
So yeah, this is the supercomputer known as Star Dream. He made it.
At least I found one. At least I find out what the boss designs got better.
Man, I am running out of room.
You don't say. Currently covering up the best looking 02. Yeah, you're covering up 02, bro.
Alright, I think I fixed it. So yeah, he built this, and as it turns out, Susie is actually his daughter. He doesn't even realize that. So, he built Stardream originally as just like, you know, I'm a guy
I have not seen many parents in this game series as of yet. I mean, I guess he's still in running of father of the game.
I hate that you're right, but
Kind of looks like if Eggman was made by Kirby.
Yeah, but originally he was actually a good guy, and he made this computer for good reasons. But when he made it, somehow Susie ended up getting trapped in another dimension, and he tried to use the computer. What?
Picture of Gerald Robotnik and Maria next to this. I want to prove a point to the people at home. I want to prove a point real quick.
But yeah, in the he tried to use this Stardream to wish for her to come back to life, but she was actually never dead. And eventually, he gets driven insane from the computer and forgets what he was doing and just wants to mechanize planets now. And then Susie comes back, but he doesn't recognize her now, so she just takes up the position as a secretary. And right at the end of the game, she's like, you know what? This is dumb. I'm gonna betray you. But she accidentally messes it up, because now Stardream is fully possessing Haltman, and then beep boop, your memories are gone.
Oh.
Yeah. So then
the
Kirby Stardream decides, I want to eliminate all life in the entire universe, and Kirby has to stop it. And a bit through the fight, it takes over the entire Axis arc. So yeah, now you're fighting like something the size of a planet. But here's the thing. After you destroy some plating on the Axis arc, you see something a bit interesting on the inside of it.
It better not be a heart. It better not be organs. What the?
It's another clockwork star, just like Nova.
Oh no.
The Axis arc is a clockwork star, just like Nova, and it was created by the same ancients. And what's interesting...
Now we're getting to connected lore.
When you... In the secret arena mode, you have to destroy its heart. It does have a heart on the inside.
Of course.
And when you kill it, it actually makes a scream that's Haltman's scream. And Haltman's scream is actually pretty horrific.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, anyway, there's also an additional mode, like another what-if mode in this game, where Meta Knight, fights instead of Kirby, because Kirby's sleepy. And when he does that, after defeating Haltman, instead of Susie betraying Haltman, instead Stardream just like, oh, you're my master now. So then it summons Galactonite again.
Okay, Winter Soldier, calm down.
Again. Yeah. And then Galactonite was like, bruh, will you doesn't? I just want to, like, die forever. And kill Stardream in one hit. But yeah, that's not actually, it doesn't actually happen. It's just a what-if mode.
These other modes that bring out Galactica Knight. Zoom in again. Zoom in on the best character in Kirby. Kinda more interested in him than anything else.
Oh boy, you're not ready. So...
And you're running... yes, I'm not ready, mister. You've run out of room.
Yeah. So before we talk about the most lore-heavy game in the entire series, I want to take a second and talk about a few of the spin-offs. Most of them aren't very important, but there is one thing I want to talk about. There's a couple different spin-off games about, like, different art characters. Remember how I was talking about Adeline earlier? There's a couple different art characters, and turns out most of them are actually sisters. Not Adeline isn't a sister to any of them, but Paint is apparently very powerful in the Kirby universe. This is Dracia. She's the boss of one of the Kirby games, Kirby spin-offs. And in her final boss fight, she turns into a ball, which isn't super immediately important, but she starts bouncing around a lot, and just keep her in mind.
I'm struggling to do so.
Now it's time to talk about the deepest, lore-heavy game in the entire series. Kirby Star Allies.
Okay, we're getting
I don't
more
even know where to start for Kirby Star Allies. So, I know a good place to start. There's a cult in this game.
There's a what?
Yeah, in the opening cutscene, you see this guy. This is Highness. And he's a cultist, and he's trying to bring back a special evil demon thing. You know, as you do. And he summons this thing called the Jamba Heart. I guess it's full of Jamba Juice or something. And he also has 3 subjects called the 3 Mage Sisters. See, it's funny that I use this cute image because they're actually not Kirby's friends at the beginning, but this is a cute image. Anyway, yeah, at the beginning they try to kill Kirby. And they all work for Highness. And how do I... there's just so much to talk about in Star Allies. So originally, Highness wasn't actually crazy. Originally, he was a pretty chill dude. And he saves these 3 from various deaths. Francisca...
yeah, save the 3 Pokemon Go team leaders.
Francisca, she has ice powers. She almost froze to death. Flamberge, she has fire powers. She almost burned to death.
She almost hurt to death.
Actually, no, she almost choked on the smoke from the fire. And Zan Partisan, she tried to commit by getting struck by lightning.
Isn't this a kid's game?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know
This is
you're
a
also
kid's
probably
game.
putting these on screen for everyone, just showing. Like, do we actively see their almost attempts at? We just hear about it.
We just hear about it. Most of the lore in Kirby games comes from pause screens. Like, you pause during the fight, and then that's where all the lore is.
So, like, when I pause an episode of a show in Amazon, and it gives me details about it.
So yeah, pretty much the entire lore is in pause screens, except for the latest game. I'll talk about that later, but most of it's just giant walls of text and pause screens. Anyway, yeah, these 3 work for Highness, and they're also trying to, so the Jamba Heart is this big heart-looking thing, and when trying to awaken a demon, they accidentally break it, and it makes a bunch of different people, like a bunch of different characters evil. And Kirby uses a happy little heart spear, or a little heart thing, to make people his friends. And then, at the end of the game, you see the final boss. After they successfully summon the thing that was in the Jamba Heart. Void Termina!
What in the Greek, Egyptian, god-looking, stupid mother trucker is that?
Yeah, so Void Termina is the destroyer of worlds, you know, as you do. They successfully summon him, And this is just the first phase, by the way. In the second phase, you tear apart his heart from the inside. The third phase, he grows wings. And then in the fourth phase, you see what was hiding inside of its skull. This is also Void Termina, its true form. Doesn't this look a little bit familiar?
It looks like a bowling ball.
Doesn't it look a little bit familiar?
What, is it like Kirby's Home Planet or something?
No, actually it's not that. It's not that big. It's probably about like 4 or 5 times the size of Kirby. It's not that big. But yeah, this is Void Termina. Let me show you another image of Void Termina.
That looks like, yeah.
So, Void Termina is actually the creator of all dark matter, including Zero. It's actually the creator of Zero.
Wait, but you said Zero created all dark.
Zero created all dark matter, and Void Termina created Zero. And there's also another thing. Void. It looks pretty similar, but it's a little bit different. Yeah, see, Void is actually the god of the Kirby universe.
Of course he is.
So not only did it directly create Void Termina, it also created Kirby directly.
And what?
So yeah, Kirby is Void Termina's brother, basically.
Talk about a family feud.
Yeah, so Void basically, when it encounters negative emotions, it creates bad things like, you know, Void Termina. And when it finds happy things, it creates things like Kirby. This little guy is the god of the Kirby universe. The reason why he looks so much like Void Termina is just because he is basically a reskin in the boss fight, but yeah. He's probably like, I mean, yeah, he's literally just the god of the Kirby universe. I don't know how else to, yeah. But back to these fellas. So the reason why Highness went crazy and decided to summon Void Termina is because Highness is actually one of the ancients.
What?
So, story time here. Void Termina has been around for quite a while, and back when the ancients were still alive, they tried to get 4 heroes together to stop it, and they managed to seal it in the Jamba Heart. And one of those heroes is Galactonite. But,
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, so Galactonite is so powerful that the ancients got scared of him and were like, yeah, no, we're sealing you away. So that's why he's been sealed away, only to be brought back for some fun extra boss fights. Yeah, Galactonite's he's kind of pissed. Because he didn't do anything wrong. He actually saved the world and they just got scared of him. But you see, there's actually 2 different types of ancients. There's the science ancients and the magic ancients. And it was the magic ancients that sealed him away. And the science ancients were like, yo, if the magic ancients are powerful enough to seal him away, we should be scared of them. So then the science ancients banished the magic ancients. Highness was one of the magic ancients. And he was so mad that he had like a 1,000, 100 million, however long year death cult to summon Void Termina. And that's when he went crazy. So how you holding up so far with this?
I don't my head hurts. How about that? At least it's getting very interesting.
Yeah. And And the best part, we're not even close to done with Star Allies. So eventually, you know, Kirby, he goes to another dimension because these four get trapped in the other dimension. And he saves them, and then now they're on the road to recovery, and oh yeah, Highness was abusive to these three. He's not anymore. And yeah, all is well and good. Except there's one last thing in Star Allies I need to talk about. So, throughout the intro cutscenes of most Kirby games, you know, there's some happy stuff, you see some stuff. There's also a butterfly that appears in the intro cutscene of every Kirby game. And in the extra mode of the extra what if mode of Kirby Star Allies, that butterfly appears right as you're about to fight Galactonite. And then it completely absorbs Galactonite and turns into Morphonite. A butterfly, a single butterfly, completely absorbs Galactonite. This butterfly that's been in the intro cutscene for pretty much every Kirby game, at least every Kirby game since Kirby's Return to Dreamland for sure, but there's been butterflies in all sorts of different games. And some of them, or at least one of them, was probably Morphonite.
And it just absorbed...
Yep, it just absorbed Galactonite with, like, super ease.
Minimal effort?
Like it just, like, lands on the tip of Galactonite's lance, and then just absorbs him instantly. And turns into this.
What, like, did Galactonite, like, try to fight against it? Did it...
No, he just sees the butterfly, it lands on the tip of his, like, sword, like, here's the butterfly, and then poof! And then Morphonite.
Why do the Knights look the coolest?
Because they're the coolest characters. They probably made a lot of characters, like, Meta Knight looked super cool, so they just made a bunch of characters that look like him.
That tracks.
But yeah, we don't really know what's going on with Morphonite, but it's every time Kirby fans see a butterfly, we have Vietnam flashbacks.
Oh. So, next time I want you to edit one of these videos with a specific edit, I just gotta bring a butterfly over.
Oh, and
let me out of the basement, or I'm bringing a butterfly inside.
By the way, there's also a spin-off Kirby game that's not canon, but it's kind of canon, but it's not canon, but it's kind of canon, but I don't freaking know.
These games have canon.
And the final boss of that game is Nightmare again. Except it's not actually the final boss. It summons in Galactonite again. And this time it doesn't get absorbed by Morphonite. But in that game, Galactonite summons Heart Spears, which completely confirms that it was the one that trapped this fella in the Jamba Heart. Just wanted to let you know that.
Oh. And Kirby's been beating his ass for how long?
Yeah, okay, I can finally move on to Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This is the most recent game. And this game is a bit interesting. So, right at the beginning, you're introduced to...
I don't know why, but every time I look at the, I've already forgotten their name. The orange knight in the middle of the screen.
Morphonite?
Butterfly knight. Morphonite, yeah. I don't know why, but all I can think of about is Psylocke.
I kind of see it, I guess. Anyway, at the beginning of the game, we're introduced to Elflin. This is a cute little friend.
That is a Pokemon.
Yeah, so the whole theme of Kirby and the Forgotten Land is furries. So, basically, Elflin is a cute little...
That is a Chinchou. Chinoa.
A cute little friend at the beginning of the game.
And put it on screen.
Okay. So yeah, Kirby gets absorbed into a different planet or universe. It's not really clear. Called the Forgotten Land. So in this other planet, a whole bunch of other things were absorbed, including Waddle Dees, which are like they're basically like the Goombas of the Kirby universe. Except in this game, for whatever reason, you're saving the Waddle Dees instead of killing them. So, instead of killing like millions of Waddle Dees.
Kirby's the villain? Have you ever considered that maybe Kirby's the villain of the planet?
You gotta wonder sometimes. But yeah, instead of killing millions of innocent Waddle Dees, you're actually saving them this time. Yippee! There's even a Waddle Dee town. But anyway, yeah. So there's a bunch of...
Just imagine that. No, I want you to imagine this, right? You're just like having a bad day in your town. You just got kidnapped or something. And then someone who's infamously known for murdering your race shows up to save you.
Yeah,
and then to walk into your town.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there's this group of animals called the Beast Pack, and basically, in the Forgotten Land, it's been abandoned for quite a while, so all the animals have kind of evolved and become smart. This is the Beast Pack. Wait, hang on. Spoilers. Stop looking. Just like, ignore that for now. Okay, you can look now. So yeah. This is the Beast Pack. There's,
one of these looks like, someone Mexican would enjoy.
I'm assuming it's... I think I know which one you're talking about. Anyway, yeah, so, they're all oh yeah, King DDD gets, mind controlled again. So yeah, the Beast Pack are under the rule of Leongar, and Elflin's like, we gotta stop the Beast Pack, Kirby, they're, like, evil and stuff.
Isn't Kirby just motivated by food?
That's his main motivator, but he's also motivated by, like, helping people and friendship and murder and stuff.
I'm sorry, did you just say murder?
So, yeah, eventually Elflin gets kidnapped by the Beast Pack, and eventually you meet Leongar, and it turns out he's actually being manipulated and possessed. E-CtJOevnLrXvlOs. Which, I'm sorry, it's just kind of creepy seeing when you meet it, like it's like in a giant glass case. So yeah, I got a cutscene to show you, and I just want to remind you, or I'm gonna tell you here, this is the first Kirby game with a fear rating.
I'm sorry, a fear rating?
Let's just watch this cutscene.
Oh, that little guy is adorable. I'm sorry, what is Kirby wearing? What kind of
that's just one of it. That's his fire ability. So yeah, all of a sudden he gets
labor, opened vortex, found workforce, brought here. I have no idea if that's what he sounds like.
I don't know. But yeah, that thing back there is actually just speaking through Leongar right now.
Oh.
And
what do you mean everything? You are ugly.
Just keep watching. Oh no, the enemies are here. So yeah, there's a little boss fight, chase sequence thing. Yeah, that just happens. That's
like most people don't want to be absorbed into a giant mass. That's why SCP-001 when day breaks is so terrifying.
That thing you just saw grabs Elflin, and they combine and form the final boss. the ultimate life form. Come
Shadow
on.
the Hedgehog.
E-CtJOevnLrXvlOs. So yeah, turns out your cute little friend was actually a part of E-CtJOevnLrXvlOs, which got split into E-CtJOforgo and Elfilin.
It's just Gaia.
And
It's
E-CtJOevnLrXvlOs.
just Gaia and it's just light Gaia and dark Gaia.
So basically, like thousands of years ago or something, E-CtJOevnLrXvlOs came to the Forgotten Land planet, killed a bunch of people and stuff, and then the people that were living there originally managed to split E-CtJOevnLrXvlOs in two and capture it. Then Elfilin escaped, and they were running experiments on E-CtJOforgo, which, like, they had like happy music and like, so yeah, they actually turned it into like an attraction basically, and that kind of drove E-CtJOforgo even more insane than it already was. Just keep that in mind. So yeah, it decided to control the Beast Pack after the original people left. Which, by the way, I should mention, those original people are also kind of, you know, the Ancients. The people that were originally on this planet are the Ancients.
What?
And we find that out because E-CtJOevnLrXvlOs opens some mysterious-looking star portals. And the lore Starcutter also opens star portals. Oh yeah, and at the end of this game, Kirby rams into E-CtJOevnLrXvlOs with a semi-truck. So...
I need to quit right now. I don't believe you.
Oh yeah, this was the first Kirby game where you get to move in 3D, because before it was like 3D, but you were still side-scrolling. Yeah. But anyway, you free Elfilin from the other part, and then
Pokemon.
the other part gets mad and decides, you know what would be fun? What if I were to, I don't know, crash Kirby's planet into this planet? So, how do we stop it? Truck. Yeah, there's a fun little gimmick in this game in this specific Kirby game called Mouthful Mode, where Kirby can do this. I love Kirby games. Yeah. Anyway, after you beat the game, there's another extra mode, but instead of being like played by Meta Knight or anything like that, in this extra mode, it's actually canon, and you have to try and save Leongard from being trapped within the dreams of, this thing. Anyway, yeah. So, you go through it, and then, try and save Leongard's soul or whatever. You know, normal. And then you have to fight, E-CtJOforgo Soul. Except, nope, it's Morpho Knight again.
Oh, hell no.
So yeah, Morpho Knight
Kirby
absorbs E-CtJOforgo. And this is actually Morpho Knight's first canon appearance, because this mode is actually canon. So that's fun.
So that just hints that... Doesn't that just mean Galactic Knight just got absorbed by the stupid butterfly again?
Yeah.
Just for this?
That also means that there's a pretty good chance that Morpho Knight can jump between timelines, canon and non-canon. But that's just a theory.
Don't you say it.
Game theory.
What if they're all so powerful because they all keep absorbing each other?
Maybe. Anyway, yeah. After you defeat Morpho Knight, Fecto Forgo actually escapes, which Galactic Knight did not do, so yeah. But Morpho Knight, the butterfly is still alive. It's just, like, decides to chill for a while. So it escapes and absorbs a teensy bit of the power from Morpho Knight and turns into Chaos Alphalis, which originally the boss fight just seems like a regular version of that until you lower the health bar. It turns into a ball.
No.
And first of all, I need to go ahead and play the song that plays when you first fight this, because
well, I know what part of the video is getting cut out.
And here we are. Well, visitors. Automatic language detection. And here we are.
So yeah, anyway, we're not really sure how yet, but it's somehow connected to this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, all the things. Anyway, yeah, that was Kirby lore. What do you think?
My head hurts. Most of that did not make any sense.
Yippee!
See, all this was found out by pausing mid-fight.
Yeah, pretty much. Thanks for watching, everybody.